Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Chris, and today I wanted to ask you a very simple question. Are you a bad stacker? What do you mean, Chris? Well, let me tell you what I mean. So, right off the bat, I was reading through the comments a few days ago, and not the first person, but certainly the latest, who dis commented that I needed to get some capsules. He actually said that he followed the advice of Economic Ninja to get some capsules. So I definitely started laughing at that. Everyone knows that Economic Ninja is my favorite YouTube channel. But no, absolutely. And that's not the first person. There was a few other people recently that have told me, why the heck don't you put your items in capsules? Well, you're absolutely right. And the real reason that I don't put things in capsules is because A, I'm lazy and I have other stuff to do. But B, every time I've looked at the capsules, because they have the different millimeters, come on, this is America. We don't use the metric system here. I can barely read a ruler in English measurement. I can't use the metric system. What do you want me to do? Kidding, of course, but no, to me it wasn't as straightforward as like, all right, this is where you put your eagles, this is where you put your this is where you put your Philharmonics, this is where you put your maples. So I definitely need to take a few minutes out of my day one day and take a look at how many I need to buy. Probably the other thing too is that I've read with the capsules that you can buy some crappy ones and actually end up damaging your stuff that way. Now, the second way you could be a terrible stacker, on top of not protecting your stack, especially if you have higher premium stuff, is by actually going out and handling it without gloves. So again, serial offender right here. I'm the guy who takes out his bullion, throws it around, messes with it, looks at it, flips it around, and doesn't wear gloves. So again, just a horrible person across the board. Funny story, my lady the other day, she found I gave her, I've given her some bullion over time. Like, I don't really tell her how much, I'm into stacking. So she has no idea, but I've given her, different bullion items over time. And she had an eagle that apparently she stored in the flip, but it started to tone. And I think it was like in a dresser or something like that. And she was like, oh, it's ruined. And I was like, it's not ruined. I'm like, people pay for that kind of stuff. I'm like, you should look it up. She's like, no, it's ruined. She's like, the toning is a sign of improper storage. And I was just sitting there laughing, like, yeah, you're probably right. It absolutely is. But again, there are people out there who like that kind of stuff. People pay money for toned coins. So anyway, I didn't want to argue over it, so I just kind of laughed and was like, okay, well, we'll get you another one. Don't worry about it. But again, serial offender on being a terrible stacker. Now, what else do I mean by being a terrible stacker? And yes, this is probably a lot of you out there too, don't lie. But not having a strategy on stacking, just stacking whatever the heck you want and whatever impulse grabs you to make purchases. If you look at what you see in front of you, yes, I have a lot of the same things that I, trot out pretty regularly. But even when you look at, for example, items like this, luckily the kangaroo is in a protective capsule. This is one of the few, the Proud, that actually is in the capsule. And I think first and foremost, why that's the case is because when I bought it from the coin shop, it was already in the capsule. Now, like these guys over here, got a bunch of these, the 1/4 ounce maples. I probably have 5 ounces of quarter maples. Now, these kind of things I'm debating, like, should I be putting them in a coin holder? The real answer is yes, they should be in a coin holder or in a tube. But again, as someone who actually likes to look at it, for me, it's going to probably be the coin holders. I just need to actually get them over there. I think that's one of the reasons that originally I liked the bars for like the metals. So, for example, this is platinum. Platinum just doesn't get its due. I know there's people out there with channel names like Platinum Beast or Platinum Forever and all kinds of different platinum this, platinum that. But you never really see people buy it. You just don't. I mean, especially the bigger channels, you don't see them talking about platinum too often. I think because it's more of the obscure metal. It's just it's just not as, I mean, to me it's sexy, but maybe to them it's not. Maybe gold, just kind of captures. And I guess if you're a silver stacker, having the luster of gold and then putting platinum next to it, for whatever reason, it just doesn't have the same allure as gold. But that being said, I still really like platinum. But that being the case, like, again, I have a good amount of gold, fractional gold, which is even better. I have 1 ounce coins, but it's kind of all over the place. I don't really have what I used to do in my original the original year of my stacking journey was I had a bunch of eagles, because every channel that I watched was saying like eagles are the place to be. And I mean, at that time, it was nothing like the premium environment that we're seeing now. So why not? So I was buying the Atmex tubes of the sealed eagles, and I thought it was all cool because I was like, well, they're in the mint sealed tube, so you look at how cool they are. I didn't realize that eagles are a dime a dozen. That you can't tell the difference between one and the other. It's especially before obviously the Type 2 came out. But yeah, even those kind of things, when I look back on it, I'm like, that's one of the hard parts about stacking, is that for me there's no go-to coin except for the maple. The maple, I would say that that would be the one that I would hoard or try to do like a monster box, because the price is better than what you would find for a similar amount of like eagles, but it's still a bullion coin. So like when you look at the quality of like just even the regular maples, obviously these guys are like the reverse proof with the privy. Probably one of my favorite coins. But even with those, like I think that would be where I would store bullion. The only thing is that between bullion coins and bars, I actually like bars better for weight, versus the coins. But I do see that if you ever needed to get rid of some, you're gonna have to get rid of that kilo bar, that 100 ounce bar, whatever it is, all at one time. So as someone who's actually done that before, I've sold a few different 100 ounce bars. I sold my Pamp Swiss bar, 2 of them actually. They were cast Pamp Swiss 100 ounce bars, and I sold those bad boys and traded it for platinum eagles. So I got a pretty good lot of platinum too. But the thing is that, like I said, like as far as a strategy, it's just kind of like whatever catches my eye, I throw money at. And then I look back and I'm like, wait, why do I have all this different, this big mess of a stack? Well, that's the reason. So my question to you is, does that make me a bad stacker? Are you a bad stacker? Now, I know what a lot of you are going to say. You're going to say that no, at the end of the day, what's important is that you're buying what you like. And I agree. I definitely agree. I think like it really, not only for the store of value, again, for me, more than an investment, metals are more a store of value, because with the premiums and everything, you start out underwater for the most part. I'm not saying across the board, but if it's going to be something that you're storing value in, well, I mean, the more use that you get out of it, the more value there is there, right? So if you like looking at it and it brings you joy to look at it, great, even better. I think definitely at some point I need to get me one of these bad boys, but in gold, the completer coin. And then I saw that they have the 10 ounce completer coin. Somebody was telling me about that in the comments. I saw that JM Bullion has them in stock. That's pretty nice. I mean, I have the Yale 10 ounce, the Queen's Beast. So maybe adding something like that's a good thing. But I think more than the 10 ounce silver one, I think I'd go for the gold one. But I'm not sure right off the top of my head. I think it's a 1 ounce gold completer coin, but a 2 ounce. Imagine a 2 ounce completer coin, gold completer coin. Now that'd be some pretty thick, pretty chunky gold. So I'm actually pretty interested. I haven't, off the top of my head, I don't think I've seen a 2 ounce gold coin of any type. I don't think, again, off the top of my head, I can't recall anything like that that's in circulation, but I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure, you look hard enough and you got enough money, you can find whatever you need. But those are a few ways that came to mind for me of what a bad stacker is, and unfortunately I seem to fit the bill on all of them. But let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.